Alrighty, hi everyone, good to have you here. How are you? Hoping it has going? How are we doing, folks? How are we doing? Today we are going to slowly work on things. We are going to push the portfolio, as I've mentioned yesterday. Let me just quickly send the links. Working on my portfolio. Okay. Copy, paste, publish, copy, publish. That's hidden. Paste. I still want to remind folks, those who are on Discord, you can partake in the voting for our game that we are going to play. For now, it's Mega Man Battle Network that's winning, and yeah, that's that. Just FYI. Alrighty, and we are going to slowly but surely operate on things. I'm going to read a little bit deeper into what exactly I need as a concept artist, because we are going to do the concept art portfolio, and yeah. So let me quickly check. I'm trying to look into this, so give me a moment. Let me just... Why do I have my hands cut? Like, I genuinely... I don't recollect like catching anything. Well, side of my arm, it actually doesn't really look well either. But like, yeah, it doesn't look good at all, but you know, I've scratched my arm and it's like, it's kind of burning. So I'm going to make a new thing. I'm going to change the size of my canvas ×2, because that's the resolution I like, although we are going to work differently. So, 3D concepts is really pre-production work for your own project. I'm reading for... So basically what I'm reading is like, I've never done a portfolio, and I don't have graphics that I can show. So what should I do based off of the project that I'm going to make myself? So that's the thing. Concept art portfolios in the game industry succeed when they demonstrate design thinking, iteration, and world building. Okay, makes sense. Not just pretty final renders. Creators and studios, or even your own dev team, publishers want to see how you solve visual problems and stay consistent with a game aesthetic. This is going to be interesting because I will have to work that out. We'll see where that will go. A mood board, style guide, okay. So like what to include visually, right? References, color keys, key inspirations, early thumbnails. This sets the tone of everything else. Okay, so basically I'm going to pick up what I'm going to do. And I have to like figure out what I'm going to include. So like all the reference photos that I'm going to have, all the color keys that I'm going to use for the character, all the key inspirations, early thumbnails. So basically, of course, we are going to make the game called Necronomica. The game is going to be about summoning demons. Hi T, got over here, how are you how's it going? Hello Davis, how's it been? Now it's going. Is that what you say? Yes, I don't really have it memorized. Hello, good over here, how's it? Did you get it? No. Hi, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope Ryan has gone. Good over here. Oh my, yeah. But hi, team. How have you been? So that's that. So basically, I have to also include all the crap that I have that I'm going to use. Very fast pronunciation, yeah. Didn't good. Got to hear it. Got to hear it. Yeah, so basically my thing is going to be that I'm going to post my hi Zaga, got over here, how are you playing has going? You say too many things? Yes, I do. I'm sorry. So basically I want to for each here's the thing. When I'm going to work on the portfolio, I'm going to make each thing as a project. Which means I have to spend a really long time on working on this, because concept art is about solving visual problems, and the visual problem is how the character is supposed to look like, or something, and it's a problem because it has to fit into specific standards. The standards that usually are like mood boards and such, and style boards. So basically you have to, so it's like the versatility that you can actually like input into your works, right? So for example, I want to make a game that is going to be more give or take stylizing to my style, which is strongly referenced off of Rinotuna, so I'm going to take my references as Rinotuna. There are my references. I'm going to make the hi Rylan, got over here, how are you playing has going? Who is an artist but speaks like a programmer. Sorry. I'm sorry. So basically the project is going to be an artwork. One artwork, one project. This is something I wanted to include, and I see that this is exactly what people say how to treat your works in the portfolio for concept art. So references included. Color keys, so for example, what colors I'm going to use for the design, right? And where they come from. So for example, I'm going to look at like other artworks, I'm going to hey people of different countries. Yeah, Huion got over here, how has been. So that's the color keys. Key inspirations, of course we are going to work out with the demon designs, and we are going to look into some yokai and other cultures and etc. to figure out those designs, right? So we are going to have key inspirations as a huge board of those like demonic characters. I'm trying to draw a little guy right now. Hey, let's go! Let's go, a little guy! Early thumbnails of like when we are going, so a lot of like my attempts on making the design, basically things that I'm going, like how I'm going to be figuring out how the character is supposed to look like. Can we ban Mappa? Why? Who's Mappa? Oh my. This sets the tone of everything else. Okay, and so basically we are going to have like everything like okay, I think I know. So I guess like there are going to be like a couple things. So like I'm going to have my mood board with like all the color keys, references, key inspirations. Early thumbnails are going to be separate files, so to say. So like let's say I'm going to build that in a layer. show for characters concepts, core of most portfolios. I see 3 to 6 characters. Okay, 3 to 6 characters. I'm going to write that down. 3 to 6 characters. I think I'm going to aim for 6 because, of course, because how they did they produce the think phenomenal Chainsaw Man movie, and then 28 minutes JJK peak full fight scenes like a movie. Mappa who? Mappa is like the anime studio Mappa. They are basically like working on stuff. Yeah. And forget about UI and gameplay. Yes, that's also something that I'm... Wait, do I have it? Prop, weapons, process and supporting work. I might... I don't see this in the list, but I'm going to actually include that. The UI and gameplay concept. So 6 characters for sure. I'm writing it down on a notepad, by the way. Well, I'm going to make a list of all 6 characters because I'm going to go from my mind because it's my game. I'm going to just make characters on the spot. Game. The animation is like they drew this distorted sky pulling like shit. It's like visualize the answer to me. Gameplay concept, yes. Slash and UI, yes. I assume that gameplay concept is going to be like all the screens or something like that, like inventory concept, basic like UI concepts, yada yada yada. That's good. I'm going to include that. So character concepts and all that is going to be design sheets, similar to what I sent you. So decided to the characters and stuff, yeah. But do I have to like do a lot of those things? No? Okay. Hi Muto, good to have you here. How are you? How have you been? So how many of those should I include? I need to I'm like planning ahead how many graphics do I have to make, basically. Did you send today? Depends on how complex the game is. Okay, it's going to be a gacha game. I want to have story mode fights. I want to have usually 1, 2, 3 enough, I think. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 graphics. Okay, and for those I'm going to make design sheets. So is there gonna be like multi-mode, like multiplayer? I'm not sure. Multiplayer games are like adventure and story mode? Yes, something like that, yes. Adventures and story mode, and basically I've already figured out that you're going to dispatch demons to make contracts with humans. They're going to bring you like some stuff like payment, souls, and basically there's going to be like an entire mechanic around that, because like you won't be able to you won't be able to use those demons, right, at some point, and in story mode you'll be doing things, right? So like you're doing story, there's going to be like entire dialogue system, lore, etc., and basically we're going to go around this. So front side view, back side, 3-4 views, expressions, and pose variants. Okay. Silhouettes and thumbnails for early exploration. So I think you should make one like a tree sheet for things to be made and checklist them out. Yes, this is what I'm going to do. Exactly. And thumbnails for early explorers. Iterations, 3 to 4 versions with notes on why one was chosen. That's actually a good thing. I don't think I was even attempting to make something similar. Personality call outs, scale comparisons, functional details. It will be embarrassing if you make these mechanics and you're not a god gamer, master the mechanics for plot armor. Yeah. Have you designed the characters? If not, not, I have a little help for you. I'm good with characters. Don't worry. Even if I don't have a design, I've been designing characters for indie games for quite a while, so I'm good on those myself. Thank you. So I've basically made an entire list what's needed for expressions. So we'll need base. It's like resting face, I guess. Resting. So like some people have resting beach face. Resting, angry. No, I'm not saying that I will help. A easy way to design them. I'm good. I'm good. It's going to be an entire process. Also, it has to include player, NPCs, enemies, creatures. I think we are going to make some creature things too. I want to have some characters. I think like 6 characters, because it's going to be gacha, right? So I have to show that I can do wide variety of characters, and probably I'm going to either make 6 characters on hard or an aura farm with 1 button press. Yeah. Oh my. Resting, angry, happy, shy, embarrassed. Is shy and embarrassed the same? I think so. No? Oh, okay. Embarrassed. Resting, angry, happy, shy, embarrassed. Proud, maybe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to look into what usually goes into the facial expressions, besides like the basics like happy, angry, surprised. Proud, surprised. Okay. You could use the JoJo's manga Karaki. Made a shade on the character things for design, so it would be easier. I've literally said that previously. Damaged pain. Damaged pain. Okay. So I have resting, angry, happy, shy, embarrassed, proud, surprised, damaged, pained. That's 8 facial expressions. I think that's enough. Wumps on me. Oh my bad. It's okay, it's okay. That's alright, don't worry. Those variants are going to depend on the character. Silhouettes are going to be, you know, basics. Okay, so I think, of course, Lilith. I feel like I'm going to redesign Lilith. I wanted to redesign her a little bit. Will it have elements-based fighting mechanics? Yes. So basically, I think that I'm going to try to make each character for each thing. And I feel like 6 is going to be enough. So like 4 basic ones and 2 specials. Lilith is coming back? Yes. You should make the characters that much good. Yeah. So Lilith... Or how many elements should we do? I don't want to do like 7 elements, that'll suck. So that we could find them by their blacked out silhouettes? Yeah. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Yay, fire and dark solos. Yes. So I feel like that's the thing. I feel like I'm going to go around themes, like elemental themes too. I also want to go around like some scenes. Like for example, Lilith is going to be more of like. That's the thing, because I want to make her like raunchy. How is the. Let's go 7-Eleven and Wendy's and Mackie D's and White House. Is this list good? No. I need to like, because like she's supposed to be like a kind of loser gooner weeb girl at this point, right? That's the thing. Also, we are going to have evolutions to the characters, so sure you are pulling Lilith and she's in that. This is the American chick. Oh no. Oh my. Fire for when you're going beast mode, dark for when you're on edgelord, yeah. So Lilith is going to be this kind of character, but you will be able to like evolve her. And basically she's going to return to her normal self, right? So she's going to be like, you know, she's not going to be messy, slob, you know, she's still going to have the personality she's going to have, but she's going to like at least look a bit better, right? By feeding rare candies. Those are Pokemons. So Lilith is going to be this. So I'm wondering if she's supposed to be like. The Madara edgy gray quotes. Yeah. So you have Lilith, Dulahan, maybe? Lilith, Dulahan, gotta go. Alrighty, Anne, alrighty. Bye bye. Thank you for coming. Okay, the Madara edgy quotes, yeah. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Sorry, we're going to have Dulahan. So we have Lilith, we have Dulahan. I need 4 more characters. She's going to be like... No! And it's okay, you're not a nuisance, like... It's just, you know... Hi. I know. I mean, to be fair, I need 4 characters. So like at this point I guess like I could take up something, but here's the thing, we are going to keep up with the theme. So if someone has like a character, hi Jaden, got over here, how are you, hope has going. I don't think I've seen it in such a long time. I believe I've seen it previously. I believe I recognize the nickname. So hi, hello. So if anyone in the... Gee, I can't hear my thing. I can't hear myself. So basically, if someone has like an idea that is going to fit in the idea, so demonic-like characters, or something from the general concept of folklore, something like that, you know, something like this. So we have Dulahan, which is Irish headless horseman. I think Dulahan was usually presented as a woman without a head. We have a Lilith, which is like connection to the demon Lilith, which is a succubus, but also she has like a twist of itself, right? So, but we have the kind of the general idea of it. Cyber demon. That's a good idea. But how Cyber Demon would look like? Because like This is not a bad idea actually. Cyber Demon. I'm going to doing the brackets Cyber Demon. I have to figure out how that's going to go, because that might actually be some kind of element for it. Like kind of mechatronical things, right? Like mechatronical cybernetic like element, because we are going to go for elements, right? There's going to be the effectiveness chart and kneecaps covered in metals and like sci-fi shit on it. Yeah, that might be cool. Like Frankenstein. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think misunderstood edgelord. What are you going to go for it? Of course it's going to be the gacha game, so we are going to go for something like that, so yeah. Hi Skylar, glad to have you here. How are you? Hope Brian has going. Hi. So yeah, Cyber Demon, that's a really good thing. Bye bye. Cyberpunk, yeah, like Cyberpunk. Well, you know what? I'll have to figure out the fractions still, so that's probably going to go on the boards that I'll have to make too. But that's still good. That's still good. You know? I'm thinking like Fallen Angel type shit. I'm thinking of female Fallen Angel. Female Fallen Angel. There we go. I'm doing things in the brackets for now because I'm not going to sit down and like figure out every single idea one by one by myself. Like a cyberpunk princess? Will there be dudes? Yes. I'm thinking of Cyber Demon being like a cyberpunk-ish guy. But of course there are going to be guys. I'm going to make in the brackets bug girl, but I already know what kind of bug. I'll just have to, you know, figure things out. So the bug girl, and I need Azazel. Send dudes. You mean nudes? No, I mean a fight. I need more men. Azazel. So that's the thing. Concept and UI. I think I'm going to also get this thing here. Project overview. So I'm going to probably make like project overview. Project. Oh, will there be a romance option where you decide you ends up with who? I don't think it's going to be that deep. You know how you have the connection systems in gacha games nowadays, like Nike, right? Like you can like message with the characters via phone or some other system like this. I think this is going to be the thing. So like we're going to have some special, you know, splash screens being unlocked, so you can look at the characters, you know, like different things, right? Like this kind of thing. So I think this might be the thing. Maybe there's going to be dating, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be like permanent option who you are ending up with. Can you do that in the sequel? Like, do you want like a permanent, you know, romance option with the characters? Gee. Game title, genre, target platform, and a 1 to 2 sentence book. Okay. uh, role. Oh, it's okay. And art direction notes. So tone, influences, and color palette. That'll be interesting. Homebrand, got to here. How are you? Hope it's going. Have you been? I'm doing good, doing good. A mood board, preferences, color piece, the inspirations, early thumbnails. Okay. And that's going to be like... Well, the plan is to put two people who are not compatible and see the beautiful irony unfold. To be fair, I'll be real with you. At some point in the past, I was thinking about rewriting High School DxD story, because I do believe that High School DxD can be actually good. Slice of life, romance, shonen, or maybe even seinen. And I kid you not, it does have a potential for seinen. Like, for example, like when the MC is sacrificing his hand to the dragon from the holy relic that he has. Isn't that a harem anime? It is. It is, but it has like really cool concept, right? I'm going to tell you the concept so you could know what I'm talking about. Young MC, a high schooler, attends a school that was recently reformed into multi-gender school from being girls only school. Feeling lonely, he finds a girlfriend who turns out to be a fallen angel that supposedly kills him for unknown reason. To an accident, he summons a devil. He summons a devil who appears to be the a girl from his school, and so he loses consciousness and wakes up the next day, apparently a demon. And basically throughout the entire series it resolves that he has actually a power of something that's called Red Welsh Dragon that can multiply his power by 2 every 30 seconds, and basically it can go up to infinity, giving him the power that would be capable to even kill a god. And basically that's that. I ask put it in the sequel so I can act as a sarcastic Cupid. Oh my. I don't think it's a mechanic in the game. I don't know, maybe we'll see. Because spin-offs can also happen, you know? Like different tries. Are you going to stream on your break? Oh wait, same at least I got some holiday for 3 days now. Let's go, Ren, let's go. Yeah. And elements, because I have to figure out the elements and how they act. Gameplay concept, UIs. Here we have 6 characters, and we have environment concepts. 5 key locations or level themes. Cool. I need mood /key. Yeah, I'm hoping for. Let go. Ah, yes, the power of snow. Dying? I think so. I think YouTube is dying. Yeah. Mood key art pieces. Thumbnails plus value studies. To grayscale. To final color. Okay. That'll be probably the more difficult one. Perspective sketches or quick overpaints showing lighting slash atmosphere changes, details like foliage, architecture props, or interactive elements. Okay. This demonstrates how your game will feel to play. Okay, that makes sense. And last one is props, weapons, and so we could look at something. What's that? So we could look at what? Weapons and assets. Oh no. Add 2 to 4 focused prop slash asset studies. Weapons, items, vehicles, furniture. UI elements if relevant. Okay, that's. I guess it's going to be relevant. Multiple variations. Color keys, functional sketches, makes sense. Turnarounds or close-ups with callouts processed from rough sketch. And is there going to be lore? Yes. There is already a lore, yeah. You should have put Lilith on screen. True. True. You know what? I'm going to put up the drawing of Mio and Nerissa here. Lilith is premium content, yes. Sketch to clean line to final render. Okay. Shows you think about how art will be used in game. Okay. Makes a lot of sense. Process and supporting work. What makes you hireable? Alright, I guess my PC can't handle Krita for 2 minutes. Hey, dog, too bad, guys. See ya. See ya, T. Bye bye. Thank you for coming. Oh my, there's like a lot of things to work on. Okay. Use ArtStation, industry standard, or a simple personal site. Create one main project called game title, concept art with sub-albums or clear sections. Okay. Need some water. Alrighty. Yo, looks really good. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So ArtStation. Create one main project called Economica concept art with sub-albums or clear sections. Okay. Quantity, aim for 10 to 20 strong images total. Quality over quantity, yeah. 5 to 8 fully fleshed out pieces plus process is plenty to start. Okay. title plus short description, e.g. hero character dash final design plus iterations. Design rationale 1 to 2 sentences. High res images. Main render first, then process breakdowns. Okay. Will look clean, consistent layout, strong. Okay. Alright, I think I've got everything. That'll be it. So now we are going to think about the first thing, which is going to be actually figuring out first stuff. So I'm going to write things down here, which is going to be like this. So game title, genre, target platform. So game title in full is going to be called Necronomica dash the Grand Summoning. There we go. Genre, gacha, whatever. I'm going to look into. Actually, let me quickly check into genres on Play Store of similar games. Because there's no gacha thing. So recreation. I don't know why, but I thought about mimics immediately. Necronomica, you say? That's interesting. So, recreation, fabular. Okay. Target platform, PCs. For the base idea, don't you need like gazillions of characters for gacha? Depends. Of course, we are going to introduce a lot of characters, but as we are going to progress, that's why I've said that gacha is going to be such a long thing to do, because just to start, I'll need at least 100 characters. And I kid you not. Unless I'm going to actually go for like equipment summoning, which I feel it's scammy, first of all, and gachas shouldn't be allowing this. So we are not going to do that. And yeah. Maybe like 100 is the golden middle, because I believe it's supposed to be like 75 characters at least to start with. And maybe we will go for 75 characters. But then I'm going to try to make also an update to 125 characters, which is 50 characters more. So yeah. And usually 125 characters is enough for many people. For a while, at least. Of course, I'm going to make, you know, more things, right? That's the thing. Target platform, PC. 1 to 2 sentences about the game, fully free to play, gacha, free to play single player, gacha, okay, let's say. I don't know if that's what they mean. For now, it'll suffice. But I still can't stop cringe from hearing my voice. Yeah, that's, you know, that's always problematic. I've been streaming for a while now and I still don't listen to my voice. A mood board. Okay, we're going to make mood boards, I guess, for each drawing separately. Gameplay concept and UI, 1, 2, 3 graphics. Okay, so what screens we will have? What screens we will have? Main screen. Which is going to be MC's house. We're going to see on random like demons that we have in our roster, and that's that. Gacha pull screen. Events. For events, I'm thinking like Bleach Brave Souls. They have events and they have events. The events I'm thinking about is how they've made those additional stories. So they're like short stories that you can still play through. They have like additional stages and such, but they still say a story, right? And this is give or take what I want to go for. We'll have main story and demon dispatch, like this. Now the question, considering that I'm going to kinda look into High School DxD thing, you can basically there you have the fact that characters have bunch of like each person demon can actually have their own fiend, you know what I mean? So for example, one person has this, one person has this, right? Like if I remember correctly, one character had like a small dragon fiend, if that makes sense. Familiar? Yes, familiars. Now the question is, I can... So like a Dragon Rider? No. One character... I'm talking about the anime thing, right? In that anime, they were going into like different dimensions to get themselves familiars, and there was like one familiar per person. That was the rule. And I think... What if we'll limit the amount of demons, but create a system which is going to give you possibility to pull for familiars. And there might be a system where, for example, characters won't like each other, and some characters will like each other, which will mean that their abilities and statistics are going to differ depending on who they are with in the team, kind of structurizing the way how people are making builds. Because for example, one character is going to be really strong, but it's going to get way weaker if you won't get enough proper characters into the team, and so on and so on and so on. So like this will create some kind of strategy, right? Also team building. Those are like all the screens that we're going to have basically. So like we're going to look into like who likes whom. Sure, you might not really like the thing. I think this is give or take what sorry, I'm Rylan, there you go. What Rylan was mentioning, which makes a lot of sense. But then again, we can limit the amounts of characters by summoning also the familiars. And it's going to be like, we'll start, let's say, with 30 characters. Way smaller amount. But we'll also have 30 familiars. And, you know, one character is going to be good with specific familiars, one not. And maybe when we're going to release a character, right? We're going to also create a familiar which will suit the best for them, and they're going to be of like similar things. So for example, let's say Lilith is going to have a familiar that is going to kind of suit her design, which might kind of hint like, hey, actually this familiar might be really good with her, right? And yeah, you know. WTF just found out that HBO is making new Harry Potter series. Is it? Oh no, yeah, I've heard about that. Isn't it? With like all the difference, with all the changes that J.K. Rowling and yeah, with all this dumb shit that J.K. Rowling introduced into the books. Yeah, you know, all of a sudden. Okay, so we have some screens. Yeah, and I think I'm going to go with the familiars, you know? I've been waiting to try out It's Almost Time to Come. NTE? What's NTE? So I'm going to make a Lilith now. Okay. Which is going to be some monobles folder, and in that folder there's going to be characters. Another folder, familiars. And in characters there's going to be the file, the folder of Lilith. Snape is a very black kind of dress, bruh. Black kid with dreads. Damn. Crazy. 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 But that's how it goes. Millions of people. Okay, we have the design sheets. Now, I need to go to my friend Pinterest. They missed the opportunity to do series. Dear Lord. Imagine. They'll make very bad guy, very violent guy, I assume. Yeah. You know what? I think I found a nice reference for Dulana already, but that's for later. Every. Oh, okay, every. Sorry. So what I want the Lilith to be, right? So I'm going to invite you to my mind how my imagination works. So Lilith is a demon, but in the game, she's going to be girl failure weeb. Demons live long time, so because they're immortal, so immortal live long time. Neverness to Everness. I open world gacha game? Maybe. Lived oh my. Wait. Lived a live. Okay. Immortal means old. But young, right? That may mean old clothing, like old-fashioned, right? Elf, that might come to the character look, which is not yet, but soon. So old clothing, oh. To ask what is olol. Oh my. Old clothing, fashion-wise, heirloom, accessories. Did I write it right? I don't think there are two S's in the middle. Accessories looks better. Heirloom accessories. Victorian era. So there is a second S in the middle. God damn it. Demon horns, maybe. Spiky Clayman. Spiky ears. God damn it. Maybe. Girl failure weeb. Animation. Girl failure. Lewd. Load. Old-fashioned demon, but doing modern whip stuff for some reason. Why? I'll explain in a moment. Current. They. Clothing. Current day clothing. Fashion. Cosplay. So basically, the idea for Lilith is that. So basically, Lilith is obviously a biblical demon, right? She's supposed to be a succubus, and the general concept of it is that she's immortal, right? So she can fall in love. She's constantly like, you know, just around, whatever. And basically, like at some point, she just like, you know, got into anime in like 90s, and in the game time we have 2026, so she's been in anime from 90s to 2026, like I guess, you know, 36 years, or like from whenever anime came around first, right? Why is she into anime? The concept is that last area she was summoned to was Japan, feudal Japan, like end of it. So like where we've already had trains and shit. She's the OG weeb, yes, exactly. She's the OG weeb. So basically, but her master died, and she couldn't be unsummoned, right? So she's like, she was trapped in the human world, so she had somehow to kill time. And as the time was progressing, she was doing stuff, working, doing things, and just at some point, like she was also finding some ways to relax, because like now she doesn't have servitude. So like, hey, I have free will now, so like she can do whatever she wants, and she got into anime, and like I guess it kind of reminded her of how cool it was to read books, because for example, one of the previous masters that summoned her, for example, was letting her to read books in free time, right? And it was like, hey, actually that's even better. I don't have to read, because she wears glasses, so she obviously has issues with the she's going to have issues with the eyes, right? So reading is going to be kind of impractical for her, right? So going with this logic, she's, you know, from 1 to 1, yeah. This is where it goes. So she's seen bad for a very long time, yes. For example. That's why I'm giving her a round eyewear. Why she likes anime? I don't know. We're going to write this into the dialogues when we're going to take care of that. She a succubus. Maybe the sheer concept of cosplay, and is she watching H? Maybe. Well, yes, she's watching H. Yeah. That's that. And basically, like cosplay, since she was wearing like, she's usually wearing like old clothing, because I assume she was also most likely a freeloader, like walking, snagging from side to sides. Then I guess she doesn't really have much newer clothing. Could imagine Sakura is becoming some fancy madame. That, my dear, is going to be her 360 change. As I've mentioned, there are going to be different concepts of... there are going to be evolutions, right? So basically, if you are going to need like some items farmed out, maybe some like just generally some farm, you'll need to farm out something that will make like a basic concept that will allow you to evolve your character. An evolved character is going to change its design. So this is like the first step of her. Really first step, right? It's like the first step. And basically, yeah, it's way better to have some grind than gacha. Yeah, like, it's not going to be pure gacha. Last step, she comes in full SM gear. That was my idea, that she's going to become, like, from that gear failure, she's going to become more like a madame and still show her, like, weeb-like behavior, but starts to be a bit more, like, taking over many things. And last step is going to be, like, SM, maybe, like, latex outfit. Her weapon is going to be, you know, her weapon is of choice is going to be a whip. You know? So, yeah. Oh, thought she clawing. That I thought too. But then I can do couple changes. Giving her basic attacks to the clawing attacks is going to also make a huge difference. So she needs to have a weapon just in case she would at least fight mid-range, right? That's the thing. So she's going to use a whip. And then she's going to have like attacks that are going to also cause bleed on the characters. Well, whip can also open wounds, right? So she's going to like whip people and open their wounds, make them bleed, and use that blood to also do the thing. But to do the blood magic, she needs to have that like golden thingy, right? I don't know how it's called. I think it's a bad idea to specialize characters for tank, melee, close, mid, long range. That depends what the fighting system is, and I feel like before I even start doing that, I might need to reconsider that. How is my, you know, how's my battle system is going to look like? Because at first I was thinking that maybe because I want to have animations like Dokkan Battle, right? So like you turn on a super and the character is like doing some animation. No why, but I am thinking of her as a commanding character, like support. So like some of her attacks were like, you know, blood based, right? So for example, the ultimate attack supposed to be like Iron Maiden made out of blood, right? Or something similar. But to be fair, recently I found a game. Let me quickly check on my phone how is the game called that I found. Chaos Zero. This is very interesting game. Has a very interesting fighting system, which is, give or take, separated into, you know, tank, melee, close, mid, long range. where you can only have 3 characters, and basically you know, and just basically you're kind of forced to, you have to use cards, and you're throwing cards, and those cards have different skills. And I feel like we can actually this way we can also allow people to make builds, but the cards at least in Chaos Zero are made in a way that where you actually have to go into some kind of dungeon from which you can collect the cards, which are giving you some cards or changing those cards. So I believe that might actually be a cool idea to go for, which, because at this point we might actually like, oh, going to make, oh, so Lilith is going to have 6 cards, right? 3 whip based, 3 blood magic based, and that's that. Because that's also in Chaos Zero. Like, usually the characters have 3 like 3 cards for one thing, 3 cards for another thing. So it's like balanced, right? You can go in make builds, and I feel like this is exactly what I want to do. And fights are actually happening from the side view, and I believe it's going to help me create a bit better what I want to achieve. That being said, I am going to go for this, and I think that'll be cool to work around. So this is like the first step for Lilith, and I believe this is what we're going to do. So I'm thinking of her like being a slob, but I'm like wondering how she might be like dressed up, because like old-fashioned. What else the old-fashioned thing is going to be? Right? I mean, yeah, like what is it going to be, right? And I believe, I think I've already got the thing, so that's good. That's good. Let's keep in mind, this is actually good. We've already got the battle system, which is going to be mostly for like story mode and whatnot. I think we are going to also introduce some more stuff, but now what is going to be her design? Old-fashioned clothing, but like current day clothing too. Those cannot be happening. Those cannot exist altogether, right? Unless I'm going to... Wait, let me check. Female Victorian clothing. They have like long things. Okay, so let's hide it, right? Because references. It's so cool. A support, you say? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where that will go. So like this. Oh wait. I don't think I should be using that. That's already. I've already found something for the second thing. I believe. That's like second step. Dress. More ladylike, but here's some of that. Schoolgirl uniform? Seems legit. You know what I've had in mind? Like she's going to wear something similar like here, but without the thing in the background giving her like a short, like a mini. She's going to have like stockings with garter belt. And she's going to have like a I don't think she's going to wear a I think she's going to wear a sports bra. That's like one of those dancers, yes. Exactly. Oh, there we go. Hell yeah, look at that. That's a thing. And I believe I'll actually connect some of those here. Like those things here are going to be here. Like a hand fan? I don't think it's going to be practical for her in this design, unfortunately. Yep. And she's just going to have like long hair, but I think like she's going to like usually like hold her hair, you know, type shit. You'll see what I'll do, because that's going to be actually clever. Also, wait. Or maybe... Yeah. No, okay. Victorian round glasses. Every piece of clothing. So we will mix things a little here. That's nice. This to connect it to the glasses. I need that. Finger, golden finger. Law. There we go. There, type shit. But more like this type shit. Okay. Now I'm going to do some magic. Magic. Look what I'm going to do. Okay, maybe not. Right? All's visible, so I can just... This would also look good with gothic punk outfit. Yeah. I think those are usually used for gothic punk outfits. Also, you know what? Weeb girls usually in anime are portrayed in like a very specific way, and I think I'm going to go for the same idea. Like very loose shirt that is like getting off of the one shoulder, basically. Long sleeve and possibly like shorter, exposing the stomach, kind of like this, right? But if the shoulders would be covered, but just one shoulder would go like this. Wait, let me like this, right? So something like that. And maybe like a icon of a cap on it. So yeah, I think that works. Also, I found another thing that will fit this one, kind of. So I'm going to throw that in. That's for the second, for her second like outfit. So you'll be able to see like where we'll go with the design. So basically, we're going to have like hairs on her are going to go in the same way. So like, fuck, yeah, that shouldn't be standing there. My bad, whatever. So this goes like this, this. And that's supposed to go like and turn into like that, and long back hair basically, unbraided. This goes like this. That one has like this and goes. There are going to be like holes in here. And I saw like all of long lace. Okay. This is my, like, go-to thing, I guess. Okay? And we'll have to figure out the character drawing, basically. That's the thing. Should I, like... Because, like, in the ideation, we have old clothing, but also current day clothing. Should we make... and like, she's a weeb, so she could cosplay. The idea is, do we make her, like, dressed like a pseudo Victorian era girl that still has some clothes from, like, very old time and go with it, or do we actually make her, like, dressed in some kind of, like, maid outfit because, like, she's a weeb and she's cosplaying? That's actually an interesting one. Because then, like, her design is... Why did I do this to myself? For those who don't understand, I'm left-handed and everything, all of my things are on left side instead of right side. Brain, why did you betray me like this? Why not just select and move everything to the right side? Yeah. Why not, right? Why not? I want only one of these, like, hanging down from her thing. Hell yeah. I'm alive. Well, welcome, Muto. What happened? Do I give her... People are at my house? What people? Crackheads? What do they do? The hell's going on? Box the floor now. They're going to literally break your entire floor. God damn. Box. Fix. Oh. What about the floor cut? And let crackheads eat it. This cut is the floor cut. Oh. Why is she the floor cut? She was the meowing inside the floor. Oh, okay. And why did you said oh? Miss cut was the floor cut. Oh. How did you connect the dots? Last message of Moto. Oh. But her last wasn't her last message, you know, just about floor cut. Reddit? Oh. Yeah, I think my brain is not braining. I'm reading bills. Yep. Yep. That looks cool. And the really good crack in my back that just... Ooh, that was a nice, okay, a nice thing, alrighty. Yeah, I mean, you know, I have to say, we're somewhere. But golly, you can see how much work it actually takes to make a portfolio. And we are not even done with one character, and we've been working on it for an hour and 36 minutes. But first I had to make a research about what goes into the portfolio for concept artists. That's for sure, so like, you know, it'll take a moment. Well, yeah, so folks, I guess I'm going to wrap up. I'm going to watch some movies with my mom. And yeah, as always, stay creative, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Take care, and